Good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
This is Peter Fleischer. He's with Wink News, investigative reporter. And so we love the investigative stuff. And we like the fact that you're investigating, but we don't necessarily like some of the things that are being investigated, because typically if you're investigating, then it's not a good thing.
Right.
All right. So maybe let's start with the overall story first of what is going on with this story that I saw yesterday about the school district of Lee County. What's happening?
So there is a lot that's happening. We'll try to keep it concise for you, but basically, the school district of Lee County has a contract with a marketing firm, and they get all kinds of value out of that. They've said publicly, the school district has, the top value they get with that marketing firm is media monitoring. So they get every single article or story that the media does about the district sent to them every single day. What we uncovered is that they are also, allegedly, having employees of the district monitor media content, including some commentary by private citizens. So for whatever reason, their contract with that marketing firm is not adequate because they're allegedly having district employees look through media content as well, along with what the public's saying about that content.
Okay, so the first reaction would be, have you heard from anybody from the district? Anybody talking to you about this at all?
So we heard from and spoke with a lot of the school board members, and they were concerned about these allegations. These allegations first came out last month in a school board workshop, and we spoke with a lot of the school board between then and now.
Yes, I remember you bringing that up in a story last month. It was the 24th.
Exactly, yes. They're concerned, and they had heard rumors about this before it was even brought up publicly. So it's kind of one of those situations where there's smoke, sometimes there's fire. We've not heard from the district since our story aired last night, and that might seem like common knowledge. Of course you haven't heard from them, but that's not the case. Sometimes we do hear from the district communications office as soon as the story airs. They've got something to say about our work. We have not heard from them in an official capacity, but I have heard from school board members since the story aired, and let's just say their concerns are magnified.
Okay. How did this come out? Was it a whistleblower? And if so, then what's going on with the whistleblower?
So we mentioned that there were school board members that had this kind of stuff on their radar before it even came out publicly last month.
Okay.
Then we had a public citizen bring it up at a school board workshop, and then the whistleblower complaint. So at this point, the whistleblower complaint, as far as we know, because all we know is basically what the district will tell us about it.
Sure.
Whistleblower still works with the district as far as we know, and the district is looking into it. They're staging an investigation into the whistleblower allegations. Right. The whole point of a whistleblower complaint, of course, is to be able to shed some light on a serious issue and receive a little bit of protection.
Right.
And not have to deal with harassment or any sort of criticism in the workplace for bringing an issue to light that should be in the light. Right. So as far as we know, that whistleblower is still employed. They're still looking into those allegations, and hopefully they're going to be protected and taken care of because they're trying to do the right thing ultimately.
Of course. All right, so then I guess the last thing I'll ask before we go is a simple answer. Has anybody said anything to you why they did this? Why are they? I mean, they're archiving, right? So they have all of this. They're keeping it. They're looking at citizens. They're looking at supposedly and it's social media. They've got probably names. I know in the story you mentioned in quotes troublemakers. Like they've got their eye on certain individuals. So then why are they doing this?
It is a fantastic question.
It is a great question. It's
because
okay.
As we explained, this is a district that is paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to a marketing firm who's supposedly doing the same thing. I asked the communications office specifically yesterday, what is that information being used for? Right. Because remember, Drew, we had 100 posts, over 800 public comments. That's just what I had my hands on.
Right.
The emails indicate that this goes back at least 2019, 2018. So if they're capturing a larger sample size than this, we could be talking thousands of posts, thousands, tens of thousands of public comments. We don't know why that information was being kept.
Right.
We don't know if it was simply sent out every day and it was not looked at again. And we don't know if it was sent out every day and they were keeping a tally mark of who is saying what about what school or what district and how that trickle-down effect could have been. if parents and families were being treated differently, if they were being marked as troublemakers, as the whistleblower complaint indicated.
And that's my concern. And I will say this, that if someone in particular, let's say you have a person who's classified to them as a troublemaker, then the concern would be from any parent who cares, okay, I've got a couple of kids in the district. Well, if they know that I'm a parent that they don't like because they feel I'm a troublemaker because I may be saying something that they don't feel is the right thing to be saying, or they don't like the job that they're doing and they're expressing themselves on a social media site, the concern of the parent would be, hey, are you treating my kid different? Is there anything different? If you know that's my child, are they, they're looking at them in a different way, and that concern, I don't know if that's happening, but that would be the concern, certainly.
Right.
But again, to emphasize the one thing that I think is important here is that this isn't speculation. This isn't conjecture. This is something that has been admitted by the district that this is going on.
So again, and we reached out to the communications office about why that information is being kept. We don't know.
Right.
But that's exactly right. It's very easy for, and the district has not always been happy with our coverage. And sometimes members of the communications office have expressed that
Stand
to me.
in line, my friend. I can tell you this. You're going to have to stand behind me because I'm a person when it comes to things about, and that's just personally, holding people accountable in the district and being concerned because
it's a crowded club.
Yeah, well, I'll stand first in line in that club. But
So we know that's. It's easy, right, to dismiss coverage like that. It's easy when there is an anonymous source. It's easy when it's members of the public. But you're exactly right. This is an employee inside the district who has these concerns, who is so concerned about this, they filed an official whistleblower complaint. And this is members of the board who are elected by constituents that are publicly expressing concern about what's happening in that office. And those women would not do that lightly.
Yeah.
There are also, as I mentioned to you, school board members that we spoke with that were aware of these allegations and rumors before it even became public and didn't feel comfortable speaking about it. But the fact that they knew and had heard about it, I think, still carries some value as well. So we're still looking for answers, and of course, we'll continue to do that and bring more information as it's available.
All right, Peter Fleischer, doing great work here. Keep an eye on all of this. Let us know what's going on. Come back anytime.